I was scammed once on Facebook Marketplace. I paid for Pokemon cards and they deleted their account after they got my money. I paid through friends and family so I couldn't get it back. So now I bask and love every single piece of scammers getting what they deserve content. And we're going to see some scammers getting raided live by Jim Browning. I can't wait.
This group of scammers are in New Delhi, and as for the scam, well, I'll let them introduce it themselves.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Who's calling, please?
This side, Mark Anderson. I'm calling you from Windows. This call is regarding your computer, ma'am.
Okay, so they're calling from Windows. The scam is that they're trying to pretend to be Windows people. They're going to say that your account is locked or this, that, or the other, and they're going to try and get some money out of the person.
Yes, it's the old classic tech support scam, but this time there's going to be a bit of a difference because this one is going to get raided by the police.
Yes! God, I can't wait. Oh my god. This is cathartic. It's like watching Kit Boga, where they just waste scammers' time.
The offices of DK Business Patron. The business is in the west side of central Delhi, near the metro stop of Ramesh Nagar. The DK is Deepak Kumar, the owner of the business, but more about him in just a moment. And in this scam, I was able to call my friend Carl Rock, who has a drone, and was able to take some of these shots at night when the scam's running.
Bro, they got the air support coming in. They called in the UAV on the scammers. That's sick.
Do check out Carl's version of this video. There's a link in the description.
That is awesome.
The most interesting thing about DK Business Patron was that they had multiple CCTV cameras. In fact, there were 4 DV recorders.
And the police must have got them, right?
These cameras for their own security, but it would lead to their undoing.
Nice.
But let's start with their scam. What exactly did they get up to when they called people?
Okay, to be fair, this is 2 a.m. right now, which means they're scamming people at 2 in the morning. They're pulling their night shift. They're the hustle and grustle grind set that we should all have, apparently. They're up at 2 a.m., ice bath, and then in to scam some grandmas.
Well, courtesy of those cameras, we can both see and hear exactly what they did. And some scammers were much more bullying than others.
How many times did you have to be told, I am not turning the computer on?
Why? What happened, bud?
Nothing happened to it, and nothing's going to happen to it.
Sir, you will lose your computer.
Oh, what a dick.
What do you mean I'll lose the computer?
Because, sir, your computer security services are not working.
I hate them.
Around 60% of security services are not working, and day by day the number will increase. 60 to 70, 70 to 80, and when it reach 100, you will lose your computer. You can't be able to use your computer. You will not able to use your computer.
Oh, these little lying scumbags. I hate how deceptive they are. Oh my god.
Threats like this one and outright lies, they persuade people that their computers need to be fixed.
The thing about this is, it's so easy to say, lol, just don't get scammed. Just don't get scammed, idiot. And I thought at one point I was smart. I was an intelligent lad. I'm young. I know how this works. I just won't get scammed. But yet it still happened because I was brought in by the allure of cards, Pokemon cards to be specific. It could be different for everyone, but sometimes social engineering works. Sometimes you just fall for the ruse. You think you can trust someone? Because I thought I could trust them because I thought this was a mother with a kid. And they were like, oh, my kid pulled these cards, but we kind of need to sell them. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. I was scammed because I trusted who I thought was a single mother.
The scam itself was very scripted. You could see some of these scripts sitting on some of their desks. And it was, of course, all about getting money.
Oh, wow. Did they really have this? Oh my God, they have the things straight up here. This is Blank calling you from Browser Technical Support. How are you doing today? The call is regarding error reports we received on your computer. According to those reports, some applications and services have stopped running on your computer, all right? It's an awareness call to oh my God, they have all the responses to all the different things that this could say as well. Jesus Christ. Yeah, listen, I have this now, so I can just go and be a scammer myself. Thank you.
The agents were told not to use the name of Microsoft, but several of them did this anyway. I'll show you in a second. But more importantly, if they were challenged on where they were, they would have to say not India, but an address in New York. And of course, if they got access to the victims' computers, they would show them the old stopped services trick. Every computer will have stopped services. These scammers, however, say that they're stopped because of hackers or viruses. And they're going to fix those stopped services for a fee, but they won't admit that up front.
So I will just showing you what other services are suspended in your computer.
You want me to pay for something, don't you?
No, sorry, it's free of cost.
It's free?
It's free of cost, yeah. It's just like when someone comes up to you and they're like, hey, here, take my mixtape. I had someone do this to me in Vegas. When I went to Vegas the first time, someone came up to me and was like, here's my mixtape. And I was like, oh, that's fine. It's like, no, you can have it free. And then they ask for like a donation afterwards. I bet that's part of the same thing. They're going to be like, no, it's free. But, now you need to pay. Or a new issue will come up where they'll say, oh, actually, we didn't see this. You're going to have to pay for this different thing that we just discovered now that we're on your system.
It's free of cost.
What's that?
Don't be afraid. It's free of cost.
Don't be afraid. Yeah, because if I have someone random calling me on my phone that says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. I'm going to be super into that.
I didn't understand that.
If someone doesn't understand you, hand the headset to your neighbor.
Yeah, hello?
Hello.
Yeah, sir, your call has been transferred. This side, Rachel.
Your call has been transferred, except they just pass off the headphones.
Actually, sir, this is the authorized computer service center, and even I have your computer license ID so that you can verify it, because only the authorized computer service center has the computer license ID of their customers.
And of course they don't know any license IDs. Had they tried to persuade their victims of their legitimacy, they would just get them to run the ASSOC command and look at the very bottom of the listing. These IDs are always the same and has nothing to do with computer license.
So you can verify it. So can you please just be at the computer for a moment?
Yeah, that's what these people do. They prey on people's inability to know how to work computers because most people don't know how to work computers. You might think that you know what's going on, but if someone pulls up license keys like that, you're probably not going to know where it's from unless you're super duper into it. You're like a computer science master's degree holder. I did a ton of computer science in university. I probably wouldn't be able to describe to you what exactly they're doing for the most part or what services they're doing or what they're describing because it's all very technical and you need a lot of very specific technical knowledge to understand everything that's going on, especially with these scams. And a lot of the people that they target are elderly who don't have a bloody clue what's going on. They pick up the phone and they're like, hello, dearie, you're saying my internet's gone off? My son set it up for me. Well, let's see if we can fix it. They're very trustworthy, very trusting, actually, these old people. More so than you'd expect.
Is there someone there that can talk English?
Yes.
But getting a fluent English speaker here was always going to be difficult.
I ask you a question if you're registered with the Better Business Bureau.
She asks the guy beside her.
Yes, sir, yes.
Oh, wow, yeah. He's like saying, no, tell him, of course we're registered.
Yeah,
What's your company's full name?
It's Windows Microsoft, sir. It's Windows Microsoft Service Center.
Because
my company's full name is Windows Microsoft.
Claiming to be Windows Microsoft makes you sound so much more legitimate than Microsoft Windows. But thankfully, most people knew that this whole thing is a scam.
All they have to do is get one hit. With the way that the conversion is between Indian currency and American money, and with the amount that they take from you, all they need is like one hit a week, one hit a month, and they are living large. They are living like Larry. They make so much money because the cost of living in these countries is a lot lower, and with the conversion rate, you take like $500 USD, you take $1,000 USD from one of these poor elderly people that don't know what's going on. They have a lot of money and not a lot of sense when it comes to technical knowledge or hanging up with people or hanging up on people on the phone, then you've got it. You're sorted for like a month. You're sorted for ages.
Hello.
Hi, sir. My name is Grace. I'm calling you from Windows Technical Support. How are you doing?
Fuck me. Can you stop blowing into your mic, man?
Today?
I can't hear you. Can you repeat that?
Windows Technical Support. I'm calling you from Windows.
Windows.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you see out the window? Is that what you're asking me? I can't hear you.
Windows Technical Support.
He said, you got your head out the window? It sounds like there's wind blowing. Are you saying that you're outside of the window? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, so you're looking out your window.
We have received an error report from your computer.
What?
So can you switch on your computer?
What do you
Bye.
I like this guy.
Hell, go to hell.
You said go to hell? Oh my gosh, you said go to hell and then hung up. You are the bad person in this scenario. There's no way that you can get angry at someone else in this scenario. You are the worst person. There is no even for dangling a way around it. I understand that there are some people in these countries specifically that are really struggling, right? That they're really struggling to put food on the table. Maybe it's hard to find a job. Maybe it's hard to support yourself. Maybe it's hard to pay for rent and pay for food. But this is not the way, man. This is not the way. Scamming people in different countries is not the way. If it's your only option, then you give a little bit of leeway to those people because they're truly at the end of their stick and there's nothing else they can do. But most people aren't going to be like that. Most people just want to make a lot of money. And this is a good way to make a lot of money when converted. It's going to be like a fantastic big payday when you get the scam and it works. You steal some money from people. It's going to be a big payday. If you're truly at the end of the stick and this is the only option that you have, then you give it a little bit more leeway. But most of the time, I don't think it's like that.
Perhaps the most surprising thing about this whole business was the fact that there was a night and a day operation. The day operation did genuine work.
Never stop the grind, bro.
They did help other businesses set up on Amazon for reselling their products, and they seemed to have some sort of relationship with DirecTV. But all of this changed in the evening time. Around about 8 or 9 local time, a different group of people would enter the building, but use the same PCs that had been used for genuine purposes earlier in the day.
Okay, so they do. That's a good way to disguise it. They set up a genuine business where in the day, it's literally like the anti-superhero. This is the supervillain in the form of a company. By day, I'm a normal business. I do normal business things, and I'm a normal business, and I make genuine business decisions. But by night, I'm a scammer. I steal money from elderly people and take it all the way to the bank.
I wanted to know exactly how much money they were making on these scams. But they kept a careful note of this on spreadsheets, so I was able to see exactly how much they made.
Here's all the crime that we are doing.
They had been running the scam for over 2 years, and in that time they'd acquired over 3,000 victims. The average payment was about $500, and the top payment was well over $5,000.
Oh man, they got $5,000 from someone? Over 3,000 victims? That sucks.
From one victim. That meant that they defrauded more than $800,000 in 2 years.
And that's American money. Again, like if you convert it, so look at this. The average monthly cost for a single person in India is $335, which in America, obviously, that's much, much, much higher. Their average cost of living in American dollars is a fraction of what it would be for an American person. So obviously, if they do a scam and they scam like $500 from someone, then they are good for over a month, potentially, if they are the average person.
Victims would make these payments directly to DK Business Patron. They had set up a couple of shell companies in the USA so that they could handle both card payments and checks. Here we're going to be watching one scammer and his screen at the same time. This is a blown up version of the screen on the right hand side, and you can watch and track exactly what he's doing.
How do they have a screen recording?
His name is Cindy.
Okay, so ma'am, note down this is the name, High Tech 365 LLC. That's the company name. And please note it down. And right under, High Tech 365 LLC.
Okay. 365 LLC.
Did they hack their computer? No. So when these people fall for these scams, what will happen is they will usually get them to trust them. They'll say, listen, we've come from technical support. We're just going to we're going to team viewer onto your PC or something like that. We're going to remote desktop onto your PC. We're going to look through the files, make sure everything is above board. And when they get on there, that's how they can see their desktop.
400 Vela Boulevard. That's my mailing address.
Okay.
The address is for a company called iPostal One, which is a digital mailbox service. Amongst other things, they will receive checks in the post and forward them to the company who need to receive them. It's an excellent way of receiving checks.
Oh, it's a middleman.
Without having to be in the same country. Their other shell company is called Connect to Home. Bizarrely, the word connect is spelt wrongly. And at the time of this video going live, the Connect to Home website is still available
You know you can trust a company when they make a typo in their own name.
Like the high-tech 365, which got taken down as soon as the police raided the offices. However, even if these get taken down, you can always see the contents on the Wayback Machine. I've left links in the description. The other company name, Connect to Home, had exactly the same address, but just a different suite number.
Okay, New York, and what's the zip code? 10901?
Correct.
Okay, and I'll send you the bill, $162.99.
Right.
Yeah, so this is the middleman. Essentially, they're charging $162.99 for their technical services, which will be sent to a middleman, and then I assume the money will be then forwarded on to their company in India.
Scammers relied on
eliminate all the foreign address, reset home and computer network, remove all the fraudulent activity and block them, update firewall protection. So it's basically a lot of nonsense. They're just saying shit. They're saying nothing.
Technobabble to make convincing sounding diagnosis, but none of the faults were ever real. But very occasionally, a scammer would have...
Look at this stuff. Literally, like, clean your computer, reactivate Microsoft services, flush out all viruses, IP protection, upgrade your computer, secure the World Wide Web. This is the stuff that they're saying that they're doing. Secure McAfee antivirus protection. That's like basically installing viruses onto your PC.
A bit of conscience.
Hello?
Yeah.
Barbara, how you doing?
Okay.
Okay, so ma'am, this is Steven Bracewell, and I'm calling you from a Windows Microsoft.
Dude, she sounds like she's dying.
Your computer guy, ma'am.
Oh, I hate him so much. He's so smarmy. This old lady sounds like she's about to die on the spot, and this Steven over here, because they have to use American names so people will trust them more. Steven is over here like, yes, that's right, Barbara. You're going to give us all your money now.
From Windows Microsoft.
I don't have a computer, okay?
You don't have computer?
No.
How old are you, ma'am?
88.
88. Okay, I understand, but you sounds like you're very young.
I don't have a computer.
Bro, what do you mean it sounds like she's very young? It sounds like she's about to keel over on the spot. Leave her alone. Leave this poor lady alone.
That's it.
I understand, ma'am. Bye-bye. Thank you. Boss, sir, बहुत बुढ़िया है, sir. इससे चेक लिखवा लेते ना मुझे बहुत दया.
I would feel bad if she sent me a check. She's so old. Oh my God. How can you be self-aware enough to know that this is a bad thing that you're doing and be like, no, it's okay if I do it to someone slightly younger. If they said 70, boom, I'm in there like swimwear. I'm going crazy on that. 88 though, nah, she's about to die any day. I feel bad, you know? Even her voice was shaking. Oh my God, dude, what a piece of... I can't believe... I hate this dude so much. You're such a...
88.
So when scammers say that their victims sound so young, this is the truth behind what they really think. But who runs this organisation? The answer's very easy because his name is all over the business. This person is called Deepak Kumar. And he, together with his sister Pooja, are the directors of this company.
They got the footage because the police raided them and then it took all of their CCTV footage. And I assume Jim must have collated this and synced it up to specific times to show the scamming that they were doing. So like this is amazing work that Jim has done. I really like Jim's channel. And actually, this is a very good cautionary tale because Jim also talks about scammers all the time, is very in the know about this kind of stuff. And even Jim managed to have their channel hacked for a certain period of time so that they couldn't access it, and it was doing the Elon Musk scam live streams. So you may think that you're all in it. You may think that you're immune to social engineering, you're immune to being scammed, but you're not. Every single person is susceptible to it in the same way that every single person is susceptible to advertising. You know, you might be like, I see an ad, I don't care. Everyone is susceptible to advertising. It is like a science that has been refined over generations.
And he knows exactly what goes on. Here he is during one of those night shifts, collecting water bottles to make sure that all of his scammers are well watered. It's thirsty work, scamming elderly people in the USA at 5 in the morning Indian time. But this channel isn't just about showing what scammers do, it's also here to try and bring down some of these scammers. And that's where I needed the help of a wider team. Even to get this footage, including some of the audio, I needed help from my friend Midnight. Check out his version of the video, it's in the description. But I really wanted to see if there was anything that could be done for all the people who had lost money to these fake companies.
I mean, you probably can't get it back, right?
Police in Delhi to look carefully into DK Business Patron and see what they were really up to at nights. And it is absolutely essential that the police gather their own evidence independently. I've had run-ins with scammers before, like this lot. And when you can hire very expensive lawyers who will argue things like YouTube videos can be faked, and this is absolutely true, or indeed that AI or IO, as in these court documents, could have faked it. And
oh my god, he had an expensive lawyer say that actually some videos on YouTube are fake and they got off.
The police certainly aren't going to have the resources to forensically examine videos. And that's why the police have to gather their own evidence.
That makes sense. That's a good point.
The assistance of someone who can liaise directly with the Delhi police.
Okay, so I assume that he would be providing his evidence to the police and then they could do their own checks on that and then use that to charge them?
And that's where I needed my friend Sven. Sven has his own YouTube channel. Again, he has a video, it's linked in the description, and he was able to liaise with the Delhi police to try and get a raid conducted.
This guy, Kit Boga and Jim Browning, are the absolute goats. They're doing God's work out here, stopping the scammers, killing their companies.
Videos are not enough for the police. They need a statement from victims to say that money has been stolen. So I managed to get a few of these victims to write directly to the police. And
why isn't Comic Sans?
Weeks later, we were told that indeed a raid would be conducted.
Nice.
But on the day of the raid, things got a little bit strange.
Oh, okay.
Who would normally cold call pretending to be Microsoft were instead doing the legitimate work which normally happened during the day.
Oh, they knew. They got tipped off.
PCs which had been used for scamming were strangely being reset. But most
interesting.
of all, the cameras, which we'd been able to watch for months at this point, the ones covering the scam floors, strangely, those cameras seemed to be switched off.
Interesting. So they turned off the cameras. They had all the employees doing the usual thing. They absolutely got tipped off. They knew that that was coming and they were preparing ahead of time. That's so sad.
And then the people who would normally scam during the night were let go much earlier than normal. In fact, they'd all vacated the building around 30 minutes before the raid actually happened. There is no doubt that someone knew exactly what was about to happen.
How would they know? Seriously, how does a company like this know? I assume it's not like the biggest company. It must be like a local building. It might be pretty big, but it's not going to be like, we have bribed people in the police force kind of money, surely.
It started about 30 minutes later. We could only see the outside cameras, and therefore that's all the scammers could see as well. So when the lead officer marched up to the gates of DK Business Patron, initially the doors weren't even open for them. Instead, there was a flurry of activity at the top of the stairs.
They're probably frantically resetting PCs, trying to delete files, trying to get rid of all the evidence.
There were people running around with laptops, and eventually the guard just peered down to see who was knocking on the door.
Go on, kick the door in.
It was a full 3 minutes before the police were actually allowed access to the building. You have to wonder what this delay was all about. Perhaps they weren't ready. But when they did eventually gain access to the building, the lead investigator ran up the stairs, and the first thing he did was that he seemed to slap the guard.
He slapped him? Dude, Indian police do it differently. That's kind of funny.
Followed by another guy in a green shirt who did exactly the same.
That's what is going on?
Didn't bank on was our ability to get audio. None of these cameras actually support audio, but thanks to Midnight's ingenuity, every single telephone in the building can be turned into a listening device. And this is what we heard as they attempted to figure out what to do before the police came in.
Oh my god, that's terrifyingly good. You think they just hacked into all of the cameras as well? That's insane. They managed to get access to not only the cameras, but they managed to get access to every single telephone and use them as a listening device. That must be how they have the audio from the calls as well. They must have gotten the audio from the calls somehow. Wow, I'm impressed. That is seriously impressive. Erase all the scripts, okay.
Later, whenever the police asked the guard why he didn't open the door immediately, the guard explains that he had to have a pee.
Oh yeah, it's a bit. Sorry, mate. Nature calls. Why didn't you open the gate? I had to have a pee. I had to have a pee just at the exact moment that we got raided by the police. Believe me, it's a massive coincidence.
I guess whenever the police are knocking on your door, it is very important to have that pee before you open it. There's still a lot more to be told about this story. I haven't even mentioned the time whenever Carl Rock went to film outside and he was nearly caught by the people watching him. We also sent another YouTuber actually inside these scam offices. And with a GoPro in his hand, he managed to film himself together with the scammers.
Wait, what? A YouTuber just walked in and started walking around? This is like when you play a video game and you like pick the lock to someone's house and you just start walking around and like, hello, wonderful weather we're having today. Have you seen the mud crabs recently? He's just walking around and you just start like sleeping in their bed and shit.
Pretty brave or pretty stupid, you can decide. Please check the links in the description.
It's not even Sleek Level 100.
From all the people that helped me. If you're a patron of mine, you can also see some additional footage, like whenever I called the company to try and get a refund for one of their victims.
That's good.
Find out what they said to me. But I have a lot of reasons to doubt whether the police will be able to find anything that will make charges stick to DK.
Oh no, really? Where are your WhatsApp messages? I was given a new phone. Wow, what a coincidence. That's why WhatsApp is deleted.
Was switched off. Midnight managed to capture this extraordinary footage from one of the webcams. We've obviously blanked out the police officers' faces, but it shows the types of excuses that this business were trying to use. And given that they had plenty of legitimate work that they could point the police officers to, I've no doubt that this raid will be a bit of a whitewash.
Oh
and
no,
as Deepak
really?
Brought in tea for all of the police in his offices. I suspect that there won't be enough evidence left for any charges to stick. So I decided to contact Deepak myself to try and get his version of exactly what went on in his offices.
But he does have the CCTV footage from this video, and he has the calls, the audio from the calls as well, showing that they were pretending to be Windows Microsoft. But of course, I don't know, could they give that evidence to the police? They said that they can't use the videos as evidence because you can potentially fake videos on YouTube, which is true, but you could give the actual CCTV footage and the call footage to the police, maybe.
I have left a link in the description to the entire unedited version of this, but here's one of the highlights.
See, one thing that is there, why I got into this situational is because the people who were working in the leisure business, I had no money to pay them.
Oh my God, he just admitted to it. Dude, he just self-reported. What is he doing?
They could have lost their job. They could have done all those, left the job. But I did not ask them to leave the job. To survive that, I got the money to pay the genuine things. I did the ungenuine things. So that's something which is just a survival.
So that's his excuse. His business might have folded had he not run a scam process during the time of the pandemic.
Listen, if your business is going to fold because you can't do crimes, then maybe your business is just going to fold.
I highly doubt whether this admission of guilt will really make any difference to the police.
That's
I
crazy.
hope that anyone who does even genuine business with DK will have a look at the relationship with this company. And if you think you've been scammed by one of the two shell companies that they operate, their details are on screen, please go to your bank and request a chargeback for fraud. Not only will you get your money back, but DK Business Patron will end up footing a large fine.
Yeah, that's right. I'm well experienced with chargebacks. I've been charged back in the past because you can charge back a streamer when you PayPal them. You can give them a lot of money and then just do a chargeback to try and get it back. And then not only will that refund the money, but in the past it would also give a massive charge and a fine to the person who received the money so that you not only lose the money that you were given by the person, but you also lose additional money. So you can just like drain a streamer's bank account. That used to work like that. I don't think that works like that anymore. Now I think you just lose the chargeback disputes. I think PayPal is a lot better with chargebacks nowadays, but man, it was bad. I ended up losing, I think I've lost like hundreds of dollars due to chargebacks on top of the money that has been taken back from me. It's pretty bad.
In a last gasp attempt to stop me from publishing this video, Deepak emailed me to say that he'd refunded a couple of people. But I had asked him to proactively refund everyone that he...
Bro, you have scammed over 3,000 people and you're like, no, dude. I gave money back to 2 people. We good now? We chill?
Possibly could, instead of these 2 people who I believed had complained. After the police do their thing, there's likely to be future updates to this video, so it's important to both subscribe and click
I will, Jim.
the notify icon on the bottom right to make sure you get any updates.
God damn it, Jim, I will. I will subscribe. And if you want to keep scammers from scamming more people, go and subscribe to Jim as well, because I want to get some updates on this in the future. And if you want me to react to a video, let me in my Discord server.